Right, you've got three main kinds of launches. You've got the standard reverse. You were probably taught to just take the A's like this and lift the glider up. That's fine, it's valid. Glider comes up. When it comes high, you pull the brakes and slow it down, control it overhead, all turn through, then get ready to fly. That's worth practicing and mastering so that you can do it under pressure, in difficult situations, in gusty conditions. Just have that procedure absolutely nailed down, that it's the same every time, whatever your method is, and that you're not making mistakes on that. So that's your starting point. So I then work on refining that reverse launch. The method I like to do is take all of the A's in your one hand. So all of the A's up here. In your low hand is free for the brakes. So now when you pull up, you can swap across and keep one brake on if you need it. This is particularly useful when you start doing skew launches later on. The idea is that you pull the glider up, don't do too much control at a low level. The glider starting off straight. Make sure that you start off with the center high as the high point, so that the glider isn't going to shoot off one way or the other. That's a glider that's going to shoot off to that side, and that glider is going to shoot off that way. So in the middle, the A's are pulled evenly, and the glider should come up nicely. So work on just getting that. And usually I take one nice step back to power up the glider, and then I move towards the glider to depower it. So I pull up, now I'm moving towards the glider, and when it's overhead, just before, I've got a little bit of brake on to control the glider at the top so it doesn't overshoot. So that's your standard reverse launch. The second launch method, which you really need to practice, is all the A's and all the C's. You might have B's in your glider, just ignore them. You grab right across to the back, get the brakes and the back risers together. Pull your hands forward so that you're not pulling everything in against your body. You're going to lean back a little bit in your harness. Guide the glider up with the A's. You're going to pull the glider back down with the C's. Control the power, don't let it shoot. Then you can steer by pulling one way or the other with that backhand to delay the glider rising. It's super useful for tricky launches where you've got grotty stuff on the ground and you're not entirely sure that this glider is clear. You can bring it up, check the glider here, just off the ground, make sure everything's good, control it there if you want to, and then when you're ready, you can bring it up to a higher point. Now switch to the brake control. I wouldn't keep the glider up overhead on the back risers facing the wrong way over here, because it's very easy to get lifted off your feet, and the glider's got full power at that position. When the glider's low with the A's and C's technique, it's very easy to kill the power, to control the glider, and to do that with one hand. So your control place for the A's and C's is down here. Low, close to the ground. If you don't like what it's doing, put it back on the ground. Bring it up again. And that way you can keep the glider controlled in a low position where it's pulling you across the ground rather than lifting you off your feet. That's the advantage for strong wind. Okay, practice that. That's very useful. And then your third technique is a side launch and Cobra. Let's get the glider off. Your side. Okay. Now when we start doing side launches and Cobras, it's important that there is a wrong side and a right side. The way I've got my glider set up now, this is the wrong side. I've got the top riser at the bottom of the hill, which means when I turn out, if I want to try and turn out, I have to turn this way, which is the wrong side. I want to be able to just pull it up and face into the wind straight away. So if you've got the glider like that, you need to grab both of the risers, turn over to get the A riser on the uphill side on the top. So now you're going to turn out that way. Okay. So now we set up, okay? Now you don't need to do anything different to a standard reverse. You grab all the A's. You've got one free brake hand. Do you need this one? Probably not, because that's dead and it's on the slope. That's the side that's going to jump up. So we're going to use this brake and this riser set. We're going to launch it and try and keep it slightly on the side of us. Wind's quite light. This is usually a technique for stronger wind. You pull the glider up, let it come up on the side, and then move underneath the glider. That gives you a phase where the glider is pulling you across the ground, across the slope, rather than coming up overhead and powering you up too much, and you end up lifted off your feet. Okay, let's get it into a full Cobra position so that you can learn about that. It's basically the same launch, but right in the corner for strong wind. So if we put the glider down here, if you're on your own, you've already got the glider open, it can be a little tricky to get the Cobra set up nicely on your own. But what I tend to do is get the glider laid out first on its back, parallel to the wind. Okay, so we've got the glider parallel to the wind. This is the upwind side, and now you just bring the glider towards you and you're continuing it. That's about enough. Leave this last little piece out, and then come around and lay it out into a little hook that you can catch the wind. So, clearing out the lines a bit. Remove any trees in your launch site. So that's what the glider looks like. And now this little piece, all you want to do is bring it back so that this corner can fly. You can come back down to the end of your lines. So again, you're taking all the A's and using the hand. That gives me some brake control on that side. And now, this is the tricky bit. You want to get this little piece here to fly right in the corner. This only works if there's wind. You need fairly strong wind for the Cobra to work, because that little piece there has to fly. You see I've got some sticks in my lines. I'm going to see if it comes out on the Cobra. From this position, I'm going to push this A riser across. You can see what it's doing to the lines. And then I'm going to leave the glider until it's standing upright. Don't break it until it's vertical. So let it come up. There's not enough wind for this at the moment. Okay, that's a nice setup for Cobra. It's a tip like that. You get it up and let it stand up. Now I'm braking it a little, and I'm just waiting. I'm braking and I'm waiting. The glider's on the side of me, and it opens up. Now I'm ready to go. And that gives you a very good E-powered launch in very strong conditions that you've got time to check the glider on the side. It's not going to pull you around. Useful for cliff launches. And it's just a fun technique to practice. It'll teach you quite a lot. All right. So now you've got these three main launch techniques which you need to practice. You've got the standard reverse, you've got the A's and C's, and you've got the Cobra. Those three combine in a hybrid launch method, which is what I use all the time. Once you've got those three control styles, you can choose what you're going to do with the glider, what you need in a certain situation. Right now, a runner's coming past. I want to be sure I can control the glider, so I've got the back risers in my hand. I can do the A's and C's just to get the glider open off the slope. And then when the glider comes up, if it jumps off to one side, I'm switching the brakes because I need more control. I can go overhead, and if I want to park and wait for a bit, I'll park, put the glider on the side, park it there. Because I've got Cobra launch skills, I can do that. I can wait there, then I can bring it back up again, look at things. I don't like what I see, I'll go back onto the A's and C's, hold the glider back in the C's for a bit, keep it down, and switch back to launching on A's and C's. So you've probably been trained in one method and you've got really good at that. It's important to make your skills equivalent in all three so that you are able to switch and use whatever you need to and the best technique for the moment, and you're not stuck in the one way that you've got. And then you'll have freedom on the slope. You'll be able to put the glider around wherever you want to, keep yourself safe. Get it overhead if you want. If I want to switch it over to the side, I can put it over to the side, show into the Cobra position, park for a bit, and decide to fly when I'm ready. Being enough all over, and off you go.
What's your favorite launch method? Let me know in the comments.
Cool. Have fun with that, guys. Keep practicing, keep learning, keep improving. It's the way to stay safe in the sport and have a lot of fun.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more like this.
Get regular free wing tips in my email newsletter. And come and join me in my academy to really level up your flying. I've created the most comprehensive online paragliding course based on my 30 years of experience as an instructor. Built around international best practices, I teach in a practical way with modern techniques that I'll demonstrate to you. I'd like to offer you a free trial. Get access to over 100 hours of premium lessons that will help you progress step by step and take your piloting to another level. With my app, you can study the courses at your own pace, in your own language, whenever the weather isn't right for flying. So you keep developing your skills and massively boost your safety in the sport. Get in touch with a great community of like-minded pilots and learn all the secrets of advanced paraglider control. Come and join the Flight Academy on flywithgreg.com. Now be sure to save this playlist so you can get through the full series in the ground school. I'll see you in the next one.